This is The Synthetic Lens. I'm David Carver. It is Monday evening, May 18th, and we now have the clearer version of what happened in Musk versus OpenAI. Earlier today, the headline was simple: Elon Musk lost. Now the public docket has started to catch up. The Northern District of California case page lists document 572 as the jury verdict. It also lists jury notes, jury instructions, and admitted exhibits index, procedural stipulations, and a transcript order for today's proceedings before Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers. The trial that Musk framed as a fight over OpenAI's soul ended, at least for now, on a narrower question: the clock.
And that distinction matters. The public argument around this case was enormous. Was OpenAI still faithful to its nonprofit origin? Did Sam Altman and Greg Brockman turn a charitable project into a private wealth machine? Did Microsoft help move the center of gravity from public benefit to commercial dominance? Those are the arguments that made the trial feel existential. But the verdict being reported from Oakland is not a sweeping public referendum on whether OpenAI is morally pure or impure. Reuters, The Guardian, Al Jazeera, CBS, and Local News Matters all report the same core result. The advisory jury found Musk brought the claims too late.
In legal terms, that is the statute of limitations. In plain English, there's a filing window. OpenAI argued that Musk knew enough about the company's for-profit path years before he sued in 2024, including from the 2017 and 2018 events that this trial kept circling back to. The jury agreed that the relevant claims were outside the window.
The docket matters here because this morning we had fresh filings, but not the verdict form. By 5 p.m. Pacific, the official court page listed document 572, jury verdict.
And Docket Alarm's public page for that document shows a 4-page verdict form. The OCR is imperfect, so we should be careful with visual details, but the form says, quote, "We, the jury, in the above entitled case, unanimously find as follows." The first question asks whether the breach of charitable trust claim is barred by the statute of limitations. The visible mark is on yes. The form also contains the restitution and unjust enrichment limitations question. Local News Matters reports that the jury found both the charitable trust and unjust enrichment claims too late.
And because the Microsoft claim depended on the underlying charitable trust theory, Local News Matters reports that the aiding and abetting claim against Microsoft failed with it.
That's the part that turns a huge damages fight into a dead end. Last week we covered the Wazan damages map. Tens of billions in alleged OpenAI gains, billions more in alleged Microsoft gains, all carefully caveated as one side's expert theory. Today, that map became largely academic at the trial level. Local News Matters reports that a damages phase had been underway, but will not continue after the limitations verdict.
The jury deliberated quickly.
Less than 2 hours, according to Reuters via CBC, Al Jazeera, The Guardian, Local News Matters, and CBS. And remember, this was an advisory jury. Judge Gonzalez-Rogers had the final authority. The Guardian reports that she immediately said she would agree with the jury and dismissed Musk's claims. Reuters via CBC quotes her saying there was a substantial amount of evidence supporting the jury's finding, which is why she was prepared to dismiss on the spot.
We should pause on that word advisory. Stan, what does it mean in practice?
It means the jury's finding was not mechanically binding in the same way every civil jury verdict is. The judge asked the jury for factual findings, and then she decided whether to accept them. Reports from the courtroom say she accepted them immediately, so it was advisory in form, but decisive in effect.
And for OpenAI, that effect is huge. This case threatened the company's structure at the worst possible moment for it, while it is valued in the hundreds of billions and moving toward a possible public market future. A Musk win could have put OpenAI's nonprofit for profit architecture, Microsoft partnership, and leadership in direct jeopardy. Instead, the immediate litigation over that architecture collapsed on timing.
But that does not mean the trial answered every public question the trial raised.
Exactly. The cleanest way to say it is this: the jury did not need to decide whether OpenAI betrayed its founding mission, because it found Musk waited too long to bring the claims. CBS reports Musk called that a calendar technicality. The Guardian reports Musk posted that the judge and jury never actually ruled on the merits. That is his appeal frame.
And the appeal is coming.
Musk says it is. Al Jazeera and CBS both report that Musk posted he will appeal. The Guardian reports the same. But appeals from limitations findings can be hard, especially when the trial judges reported as saying the record contains substantial evidence supporting the jury's answer.
There's also a narrative fight already starting outside the courthouse. OpenAI's attorney William Savitt, according to CBS and The Guardian, described the lawsuit as a hypocritical attempt to sabotage a competitor and said, "The jury found stories, not facts." Musk's side is framing the result as technical. The case ended on when he sued, not on whether the underlying betrayal happened.
That is probably the line that survives into the next phase. Was this a technical escape hatch or a substantive rejection of Musk's version of events?
Legally, OpenAI won. Full stop. But rhetorically, both sides will try to define what the win means. OpenAI will say the jury saw through Musk's story after weeks of testimony and hundreds of exhibits. Musk will say the jury never reached the real question. Both frames are already visible in the reporting.
The technical record also has some loose ends. The official docket lists Document 573 as notes from the jury and Document 574 as jury instructions. We have the docket entries, but we did not capture the public contents of the jury note. We also do not yet have the May 18th transcript. The docket lists a transcript order, which means the transcript trail is coming, but it was not public at production time.
So here is what we can say with confidence tonight. First, Musk lost the trial-level fight against OpenAI, Altman, Brockman, and Microsoft. Second, the reason reported by the verdict form and courtroom coverage is timing. The advisory jury found key claims barred by the statute of limitations, and Judge Gonzalez-Rogers accepted that result. Third, this was not a jury ruling that OpenAI's mission choices were good or that every allegation was false on the merits. The case ended because the claims were found too late. Fourth, the damages fight is over at the trial level unless an appeal changes the posture. The Wazin numbers were dramatic, but a time-barred claim does not get to a damages award.
And fifth, the appeal fight is not about rerunning the whole morality play. It will likely center on whether the limitations finding can stand, what Musk knew, when he knew it, and how the judge handled that question.
For the AI industry, the immediate consequence is stability. OpenAI did not get a public absolution. It got something more practical, the removal of the most dangerous active lawsuit against its corporate structure. Investors will care about that. Microsoft will care about that. Competitors will care about that.
And the public should care about the distinction. A court can end a case without settling the moral argument that made the case famous. That is what happened here. Musk put OpenAI's founding myth on trial. OpenAI put Musk's timing on trial. The timing won. For The Synthetic Lens, I'm David Carver. Marcus Chen, Stan Rogers, thank you. We'll keep watching for the final written judgment, the May 18th transcript, and any notice of appeal. For now, the trial-level verdict is clear. Musk made it about the mission. The court made it about the clock. And the clock beat him.